Hey everyone, thanks for hanging back out with us again today. As you can see from this thumbnail, we got something really cool just come in from 8-Bit Baits. And so let's get right into it and check it out. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share to all your friends, and let's get into it. All right, 8-Bit Baits has a new set of 10 new colors of their Siren scales. Now, if you're not familiar with Siren scales, they're incredibly awesome flake that we can use in plastisol. And the best thing about these flake is they, not only are they awesome colors, but they can withstand very high heat without bleeding in your colors, and they don't curl under heat, and they maintain very cool effects and through reheating and stuff. So these are, if you haven't checked these out already, they're amazing. Make sure you go to 8-Bit Baits, and you can see him, of course, at Bait Checking. But these are the 10 new ones. So we're going to check these out real quick and go over what new ones we got now. And look at this first color already. Look at that. That's pretty cool effect. They call that B-Scar. Very cool holographic flake, hollow effect. Very cool. Look at this. Kind of like a goldish green, maybe. It's called Katana. Very cool. Are these sealed? Let me see if I can. Oh, good. Look at that. Very cool. What else do we got here? Ooh, look at this one. Let's check this one out. Oh, very cool. Look at that flake. Very cool. You can see it in the lid a lot better. Very cool. Make sure that's on there, right? And this one is, ooh, some Morning Dawn. That look awesome. Nice additive. What else we got? Reptile. See that? Very cool. This would look good in like a lizard mode to complement a base color. Very, very cool. And it's a heat wave. Whoa, look at that. Very cool. And Sub-Zero. Nice, awesome looking blue. Like a bluish, almost purplish tint in a way. Blue, like a nice blue. Very cool. And that one was Sub-Zero. What else do we got here? Jade. Oh, this will be a nice goldish to greenish tint. Look at that. Very cool. That's Jade. And oh, motor oil. Oh, that might be pretty cool additive for the motor oil that everybody craves about. Very cool. Very cool. Oh, make sure they're tight. And Scorpion. Very cool. Oh, look at that. Like a chartreuse hollow almost. Very cool. Very cool effect. Very cool. Scorpion. And the last one here, but definitely not least, is old Malibu. See that? Very cool. Awesome. So those are some very cool new options that we all have. Thanks to our buddies at 8-Bit Baits. Thank you so much for letting us show these. So now we need to get some plastic going. And I think we're going to try a couple of these out and just see what happens. So let's see what we can do with these. Alright, so we're going to check it out and see what we can do with these. And as you can see, we only have DeadOnPlastix in our cup. So we're going to get that in the mic. We got about half a cup in there. We're going to get that warming up. And then, as you see on the burner, on the hot plate, we have a set of 5 of the new Angling AI 6.8 jerk baits. We're going to throw those on here. And we're just going to pour a simple laminate real quick so you can check these new flake out. So we got this getting up the temp. We got our hot plate turned up about 240. And we're going to let that get hot while we wait for our plastisol to get hot. Alright, we got our beautiful clear DeadOnPlastix here. So I think for that, we're going to try that B-Scar. Like a hollow belly, hollow flake belly. So, look at that. Very cool. So this stuff is very, very light. So make sure you are very careful it doesn't blow all over the place. Let's get that in there good. Now, like I said, this flake is so awesome that even on reheats, you can reheat this flake multiple times, and it won't do anything to the flake. It'll never bleed. It'll never curl up on you. It's amazing flake. Just make sure you stir it so it doesn't clump together and stick to each other. Getting a little... I think my plastic's cooling off a little bit. Look at all that in there. Very cool. We're going to heat this up, get this up to a good temp, pouring temp, and then we're going to pour that belly in. And while we're pouring that belly in, we're going to get our top color in the microwave and start getting that prepared. Alright, there's our awesome belly. So we're going to pour this and just get it right above the hook slot. Right to the top of that hook slot. Nice and easy. Like I said, my molds are about 240-ish. Nice and easy. Right to the top of that hook slot's my goal. Nice. Now the reason we have our molds hot before we pour is now that the molds are hot, it'll level that plastic exactly where it's supposed to be in there. So we're gonna get the top color ready and top them off. All right, for the top color, we're gonna keep it simple and we're gonna use an awesome color from deadonplastix called Mine Dust. It's very awesome color. It's kind of like the snow shine we use a lot, but like with a drop of black in there to dirty it up, you know. I kind of like it. We got about half a cup, so I'm going to put probably about 20 drops in this ish. All right. So let's mix that in. I like this color because it adds like a nice graphite. See how it looks like a nice dark, but it's very translucent still. And the best way to get the best effects out of your flake is you can't have your color so opaque that the sun can't get through, because you got to have the light get through to cascade the shine from the flake. So if we use a more translucent color as a base, then your flake and stuff will shine even more because the light will be able to refract off of it. So we're going to use that, and then let's spice it up a little bit. We're going to put a little bit of that jade in there just to spice her up a little bit. Why not? Another new color. Now you don't need a bunch, really. That last amount I did in the belly was probably too much, but we're just playing, so whatever. But a dab will do ya. You can probably see it all in the air. It's such a light flake. Let's mix that in nice. I don't know if you can see that in there. Very cool. Make sure you mix really, really well so all those flakes break up. And it's nice that they are that light though, because it really suspends well throughout the bait. All right, we're gonna get this another 30 seconds in the mic. Make sure we got a good pouring temp, and then we're gonna vacuum it off, and we'll meet you back when we're pouring the top. All right, and there we have our Mine Dust with the jade flake siren scales. Now we're just gonna top these off, nice and easy. Go nice and slow, and just top them off. I like to give the cup a little swirl after each one so it brings that flake up to the surface. These tails can be tricky, so I always like to start there and let it flow back into the body. Nice and slow and nice and easy. No reason to rush it. Nice and easy. Last one. Nice and slow like the first. You can see how much these molds, these big molds from a AI drink, this was over half a cup. Well, and we used almost just a little bit less than, you know, almost all of it. All right, so it's in there. So now we kill the power, and we're gonna clean up these little drips that I accidentally did. I don't recommend touching that. It's extremely hot. But we're gonna let that cool down, and on its own, we killed the power on the hot plate, so that's off. We're just gonna let that cool down on its own, and as soon as it's cool to the touch, we'll open them up and see what we did. All right, so that's sitting in there. It's cooling down, but we're not gonna stop right there and just sit here and wait for it. So we're gonna break out some new molds, some other molds, and we're gonna do some injection. And while that's cooling, we'll inject a couple so we can try a couple more colors of these. So I think for our next one, I'd like to pour it in the 10-inch Legend Worm from Angling AI. If you don't know what this is, it's kind of like a ribbon tail. It is a ribbon tail mold. I'll show you here. It's a 4-cavity ribbon tail. Very cool mold. But the combination of the thick body and then the thinner tail really makes, you can see the subtleties of the change of texture between colors. And so I think that would be cool to show. Put that down. We're gonna do it in the original MF motor oil. This is the original formula. There, you can't even find this formula no more. So we're gonna mix this up real good, and of course we'll try the motor oil Siren scales. And as always, we only use deadonplastix, so we're gonna get this in the mic and get rocking. All right, so we got our original motor oil. We're gonna put about 40 drops in a cup. All right, there's 40 drops. And then the new motor oil Siren scales. So we're gonna get this. Nice. Maybe a dish more of that. Nice. All right, let's stir this up. Make sure you scrape your sides of your cups always. Look at that. That's the motor oil, baby. Such an awesome color. The new formula of motor oil from MF is really good too. But there's just a dye that was in the original that they can't, they don't even make that dye anymore. So it's real close to the original, but not quite like this. But it's very easy to make, to alter the new one to the original. Just add a little bit of red to it. Alright, look at that. Isn't that cool? Alright, so we're going to get this heated up and we're going to shoot it real quick. Alright, so here we have our legend worm and our motor oil with the motor oil siren scales. And we're going to blast this in there real quick. Oh, it's not even on camera. There we go. Top it off a little bit. Oh. All right. We're gonna make sure that mold's got enough to drink down a little bit. All right, there's that color. All right, first of all, make sure you stick around to the end because I'll show you the reveals on all of them at the end. We're gonna get right into another color. Of course, I wanted to try some Morning Dawn. So we're going to do another color in a new mold with a Morning Dawn color. So we're going to get set up for that and we'll be right back. All right, for the Morning Dawn, Dead On made that easier too. We're going to use Dead On Electric Grape and Dead On Dawn. I'm going to put 50 drops in each side and we'll see where we go from there. Alright, and then this Dawn is a new color, relatively new from Dead On. Alright, now, of course, we're going to try the new Morning Dawn Siren Scales. Now for this, I'm going to put, the Siren Scales are pinker, so I'm going to put that on the purple side. So we're going to put that on the grape side. And then I like to contrast colors, so for the pinker side, we're going to use Nurple from Dead On. And just a dash, just a sprinkling to give just a little texture in that side, you know? Alright, so let's stir this up. Make sure that flake gets really mixed in there good. Look at that. Very cool. Let's get the other side. That Dawn is beautiful. Universal color right there. You can use that in a lot of different ways. I really like the Nurple flake in that. Just You could almost run it by itself as a morning dawn color. If you're doing a single color morning dawn, they look pretty awesome. Pretty. Alright, so we're going to get both these in the vacuum chamber and then we're going to get ready to shoot. Alright, there's our colors. We're gonna put these in the Angling AI 5-inch tracers. Alright. Okay, so let's see what all this looks like, huh? So, if you remember, these are the tracers, or the 6.8 jerk baits that we open poured first. And on those, we had Mine Dust and Jade on the top. And then we put Beskar in the belly. Okay? So let's see what that does. Look at that. Pull that right out of there. Look at that, huh? Very cool. Very cool flake. Of course, we'll take them outside so you can really get a good view of them. Very cool. We're going to put that hook slot back in just because it's easier to put my eyes in. So, very cool. Alright, let's get all these opened up and get some eyes in them. Alright, and next was the 10-inch Legend worm and the OG motor oil with the new motor oil Siren scales. So, let's see what this is. Of course, they're going to stick to the top. Can't just come off pretty, can you? Look at that. Ooh, that motor oil is so cool. We'll get it outside, but look at that. And see how it's so dark green because of the thickness of the belly there. And then where it thins out, you can see that nice flake in there. There we go. There's some of it. Very cool. It'll be easier to see once we get it outside. Very cool. So let's get these off of this runner real quick. All right. Very cool. All right, and then we had the Morning Dawn 5-inch tracers, which we used Electric Grape and the Morning Dawn Siren scales. And we put that on top of the beautiful Dawn from Dead On with 040 Nurple Flake. Let's see how this turns out. Oh, stay in that mold. Only up in one that stays together. Look at that, huh? Look at that. Siren scales in there is crazy. And then ready? Oh, look at that Dawn. Oh, I tell you, that electric grape and that new Dawn is just a perfect match. Very cool. Let's might as well open these ones up too. Oh goodness, so hot. Very cool. All right, here we are outside. Pretty gloomy, overcast day, but you can check them out. There's the first one we did. Look at that flake. Imagine that in the water. It's just gonna cast all kinds of shine to it. And then we did our motor oil. Look at that addition in there. Very cool. Very, very cool. And then the Morning Dawn. See that Nurple flake in the belly? And then that Morning Dawn Siren scales. Very, very cool. So there you have them. Very cool flakes. Make sure you look in our video descriptions for the links to 8-Bit Baits and check out all of their stuff. They have all of his effects are incredible. He's got some amazing things on there, and make sure you check them out. And as always, check out deadonplastix and Angling AI. And thank you, Michael, at 8-Bit Baits, for keep putting out awesome colors for us all. We appreciate everything. And till next time, let me know in the comments which one you dig and if you're which one you're gonna try on yours. So till next time, we appreciate everybody hanging out, and we'll see you later.